Let's see. Move it back. Oh, let's move this. Is that better? Can you see the babies now? Okay. Lift it up a little bit. See if that helps. Kinda. Hi, good morning, and welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. This is episode 388, and we're here live in Southwest Florida in my backyard. Hi, Thea and Sarah and Edna. Thanks for joining live. Good morning, Judy. Glad you could be here. Hi, Cherie. We'll wait and see. Wait before I begin to say hello to more people. Hi, Pamela and Joe and Melanie and Grammy something, Grace, Jill, Christine. Thanks for joining live, everybody. I can't see the screen that well this morning. In order to see all the babies and excitement over here, I had to push the camera back. Hi, Melissa and Sally Ann. Thanks for joining live. So we're in my backyard today instead of the beach. Hi, Jackie and Diane. Thanks for joining live. And instead of a parking lot, I decided to do this from home this morning because it was going to be difficult to bring all the babies with me. And I wanted to show you the babies this morning. Hi, Gretchen and Sharon. Thanks for joining live. So glad you all could be here. So I released the first baby Layette set pattern this morning. It's called the Rainbow Connection Layette, and in the pattern you will receive instructions for making this adorable hat in either solid colors or the stripe, instructions for making the baby booties. Can you see the booties on the babies in stripe or solid colors, and also a chart for the hat. There's a chart for the Afghan, and what's really special and different than most patterns, and probably different than any Afghan pattern I've ever written before, is not only do I give you instructions for how to make this Afghan, which is a traditional baby Afghan size. It's 28 by 32 inches, and I think it's a nice size for wrapping a baby, and you could put it over the baby in a car seat, in a stroller, or you could swaddle the baby in something like this. So I'll just show you real quick. How adorable are these babies? I love them so much. They're so soft and they feel like real babies when you hold them. And if you're interested in buying the babies, they might be a cute gift as well. Especially for a baby shower, you could put the Layette on a baby doll. That would be so cute. And they come in 4 different ethnicities, so whoever you're giving the gift for, it might be appropriate. So it comes in an African American, an Asian, Caucasian, and a Hispanic. They're all so cute. So anyway, here's the Afghan wrapped around the baby. But what's special about the pattern, what I wanted to tell you, is that I included notes for 13 additional sizes beyond this 28 by 32. So you can follow the line by line instructions of the chart to make this, but then I also tell you how to modify it for 13 different sizes, from a little lovey all the way up to a California king blanket. How cool is that? So lots of cool information in there. Hi, Shelly, I think, I'm not sure. Thank you all for joining live. I appreciate it so much. Well, oh, that's a woodpecker. Can you hear it? Can you hear the woodpecker? Of course, I open my mouth and he stops. He'll come back. There he is. Let's see, what is that? Aaron, Ina, Barbara? Yeah, there's the woodpecker. Hi, guys. So Bjorn and Becker are both staring at me from behind the camera. So we've got Becker, the director, and Bjorn, the producer, this morning. Yeah, how cool that we can hear the woodpecker. Wanted to show you some flower updates while we're out here today, too. But first, I'll wait and see if anybody has any questions. Hi, Joe. Thanks for joining live. Does anybody have any questions about what I've shown so far? Someone was joking that they have a baby doll for trying on baby stuff that they make too. Yeah, I've been joking that I've been playing with dolls all week, and I have. I've been doing photo shoots with them. I recently redid my bedroom, not redid my bedroom, changed my bedding to all white bedding, which looks so pretty in my room. And I did it so that I would have a clean background for doing different types of photography for product. And so I did the baby Layette photography on my bed, and oh, it just turned out so cute. I put a link to the pattern in the video description this morning, so if you want to go check out the photos or the details, it's there. Hi Judith, thanks for joining live. Glad you could be here. An interesting tidbit that I found out too is that these dolls on the Amazon shop listing for these dolls, apparently they're sold as comfort dolls for like people in nursing homes and people like with PTSD, because they're so comforting. And I gotta tell you, holding it, it kind of feels like a sleeping baby. I don't know why, but it's pretty cool. Anyway, I said I was going to look for comments, so let's see if there's any questions about the baby. Someone asked, what yarn is this? It is Biso baby yarn, which is my DK weight, 100% milk fiber, and I use 6 colors, and 2 balls of all 6 colors is enough yarn to not only make the blanket, but also make the hat and the booties. So here's the booties in the stripe. And I thought it'd be cute to show you how different the booties look from solid to stripe. Even the hat, they really do. It really is a remarkable difference. It's the same exact pattern. And same for the hat. Look at those cuties. I love playing with dolls. Not gonna lie, it has not been awful playing with dolls this week. I shouldn't say that out loud. All right, you've got to see the director and the producer. I can't take it. I got to share this. So here's our director, Becker. Yes, we see you. We see you. And the producer's falling asleep over here. Here's producer Bjorn. Uh-oh, looks like my basil needs some water too. Whoopsie. Nothing like showing people your mistakes to remind yourself to do something. Yeah, that basil definitely needs some water. So, oh, I can show you another plant out here. Yep, sleeping on the job. So I'm going to show you another plant while we're out here. Can you see this orchid hanging on the fence over here? So this orchid I bought over 10 years ago and gave to a friend. And he happens to be the friend that passed away last year, right after my dad passed away. And when I went to his house to pick up some things, and I saw that my orchid was still hanging in his tree out back, and I knew it hadn't been touched, so I figured it must have been hardy. So I picked it up, brought it over to my house, and thought, yeah, you know, we'll see, it'll live, it'll die, it'll be what it is. But look at this. Can you see that there's a sprout? And so that was 5 months ago, let's say. So I've been sitting here just letting it sit there and leaving it alone, and lo and behold, can you see that sprout with the beautiful pink orchids coming out? So far there's about 4 blooms, and there's about 5 or 6 more that are still buds, and I'm so happy to see that it survived the move, and that, gosh, without even touching it or maintaining it, I've a plant that I've kept alive for 10 years. What a miracle. But I have to say, this yard must be really well, really a great place for flowers, because when I moved into my house here 5 months ago, moved in December 1st, I bought this orchid. Let me get a better angle. It's 5 months old. The flowers are still going. Isn't that weird? Like, you can see a bunch of them have fallen off, but the fact that I still have flowers on it after 5 months, I cannot believe it. And look at these roots. The roots are growing vertically. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it sure sounds like something that's pretty strong. If anybody has better information or expertise on orchids, I'd love to hear your thoughts on these bizarre roots that are just growing straight up in the air. Seems like a good thing though. Just waiting for another flower sprout to come out now. Yeah, apparently they do last a long time. I'm blown away, Grace. Okay, so here's our update on the plumeria We've got lots of flowers now, but if you notice, I mentioned the other day that I see a lot of them on the ground too. How weird is that? So something is either eating the plumeria or attacking them, but I usually see lots of butterflies and bees in there, so they must be eating them. And how pretty are they, right? They're so tall though. This is about 7 feet off the ground that I'm lifting up my tripod to show you. I can't actually touch them, so I can't pull them down to smell them yet. I'm hoping one grows a little lower. In fact, there's some buds right over there, and when those buds bloom, I'll be able to smell them. And so then the other updates would be my pineapple. I took it down off of the hook over there because I was doing some photography for Layers Knit and Layers Crochet the other night at sunset. Have to hang it back up. Not doing so great, but we'll see. And then the bougainvillea are just going strong. Oh, and there's my flowering aloe vera that Marlon got me for Christmas. And I'm asking for a gardenia or a jasmine for Mother's Day. I know it's still a little ways off, but that's what I'm going to ask Marlon to get me. What's the reddish ground, Edna wants to know? It's mulch. My landlord put mulch back there, which is great because it means there's no grass to mow. Which is great for someone like me that wouldn't really want to get into that. Thank you, Anne. I love my backyard and I love sharing it with you guys. Love showing you guys the updates from all my flowers. All right, so we checked on the producer and the director. We've talked about the babies. Does anybody have any questions about, oh, and I'm wearing the Gabrielle knit lace cape from Layers Knit, if anyone's curious about that. This is done in Be So Bold yarn, which is my worsted weight organic cotton and bamboo blend yarn. And I just love how when you tie it on, it feels like a cardigan that you've draped over your shoulders. Judy wants to know how to get the directions for the blanket. So this is part of a new Layette set pattern. So if you go to my website, there is a PDF pattern that you can purchase that will include the blanket instructions plus multiple sizes and the hat and the booties. And you can get the whole PDF. It's called Rainbow Connection. Does anybody want to see anything else up close? Oh, can you see these pink and turquoise seashells back there? My friend painted those for me. She went on a shelling expedition on Sanibel Island and brought a bunch of shells back and painted them for me. Thought that was so sweet. She certainly knows my colors. Hi Mar, thanks for joining live. Sally Ann's making the Mary shawl right now. Yes, if you make the triangles first, it's actually a lot easier to do because then you only have one set of instructions for the squares. They only join on two sides instead of some on one and some on two. Lydia, I missed your comment. Missed another one. What is the stitch called in the blanket? Well, it's my take on a granny stitch. So it's definitely a granny stitch style stitch, but I alternate some increases and some decreases between some working even in the pattern, and that's what gives you that chevron stripe. So I don't know what you'd actually call it, but it's a granny stitch style chevron. Yeah, it's like a ripple for a granny stitch. Yep. Judy's suggesting someone email me. Yes, if someone has a specific question about something, please feel welcome to email me. That's wonderful. And there's instructions in the video description below for all sorts of links for how to find me outside the podcast, whether you're looking for my website, my shop, how to find me in social media, how to contact me. There's a contact me button on my website as well as email listed below. So however you want to reach me, there's probably a way. Thanks, Pamela. I try. Do you crochet your ends in as you go? Sometimes, yes. Yep. Thank you, Pamela. Sometimes I do. It depends on the day and the mood, right? Aren't those birds pretty? Some days, if I have a bunch of ends to weave in, it's a great thing to do while chatting with friends or while doing something else where you can keep your mind occupied. So it's fun to take if you're going to be doing something social, but sometimes I prefer to just stay organized as I go, and that actually feels really good when you weave them in as you go, I think. You know, there's exceptions and there's moods, right? We all have different moods, but if I have my choice, I prefer to do it as I go. I feel like I don't rush as much that way. Good morning, Renee. Thanks for joining live. But great question. Does anybody else have questions? Hi, Lisa from Drummond Island. Glad you could be here. Someone had an injury, I think. Hope you feel better soon. Yeah, we've got some pretty birds singing right now too. I agree. Yes, Melanie. Beautiful birds this morning. Yeah, sure. I'll show you the booties close up. I'm going to show them to you. I think if you look at it in the color as well as in the solid, you can pick up different nuances. So in the solid, you can tell that it's a front post and back post double crochet ribbing for the cuff. But in the color work one, you can make out how the rounds are done. So I think part of it's easier to understand from the colors and part of it's easier to understand from the solid. And here's what I think would be really cute. If you were making this layette set for a baby shower, you could make all of this for the gift recipient, right? You could make the striped hat and the striped booties to go with the blanket, but then whatever leftover yarn you had, you could make booties in all the extra colors, and if you had extra yarn, you could make extra hats too. Probably couldn't make all the hats with the leftover, but you might be able to make some of the booties with it. And even with one extra ball, you could do all of it. Oh, Lisa's gonna make my dragonfly shawl. That's exciting. That's such a pretty one. So popular too. That's from my book, Crochet So Fine. So many people have made that. I did do a tutorial video on it here on YouTube too, if anyone's interested. Somebody put up a progress photo. Thank you, Mar. They are so adorable. I love the babies. They're so cute. And I think it would be a great idea to add the baby to if you were doing a baby shower gift. You could add the baby so she or he could be modeling the outfit. So here are the 4 colors that I did. So I did it in turquoise and peach and violet and rainbow. Here you can see them all up close. And the hats. Look at those faces. So cute. And then they could go and put some of them back. So the kitties get jealous of the baby dolls sometimes, and I'm not quite sure why, but they definitely get jealous. What brand? Maybe you mean what brand of yarn. This is Biso Baby Yarn, my 100% milk fiber DK weight yarn. Thank you, Melanie. Yeah, so the pattern comes with the Afghan, the booties, and the hat, and then there's additional instructions for modifying the blanket for 13 additional sizes from Lovey all the way up to California King. What is milk fiber? It's actually made from the casein protein in milk. It's super, super soft. Christine has dragonflies in her yard every day. That's awesome. What did I just see go by? Some days we have hummingbirds. Most days I see butterflies and bees and birds. So much here though. So much activity. No wonder the kitties sit out here all the time. Yeah, Melanie, now I really have my hands full. It is overwhelming to have 4 baby dolls in the house. Even if they're not real babies, it's still kind of overwhelming. 4 is a lot. Joe, the birds are really vocal all the time here. I don't know what it is. I'm so stinking lucky, but the birds are always vocal here. Wow, Gretchen has cardinals and turkeys. That's awesome. Hi, Lily. Thanks for joining live. Brenda loves Be So Baby yarn. Me too. It's so soft, so soft. So the other thing that you could add into a baby shower gift is maybe a laundry bag and a bottle of Wrapture, both things that I sell on my website too. So if you're going to make this, you could put the Layette set on a baby doll and then add a laundry bag, some laundry instructions, and a bottle of Wrapture. And what a beautiful, well-rounded gift that would be. Thank you, Lily. Hi, Susie. Thanks for joining live. Thanks, Judy. It's so soft. Oh, I'm so glad you can enjoy the sound of the birds. I'd like to get a bird bath for the backyard eventually. I think it'd be fun to watch them play. Hi, Dorothy. Thanks for joining live. So glad you could be here. If you like my podcast, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you'll be first to know when I post new videos. And click the bell notification button so you can be notified every time I go live. I got some extra information about notifications yesterday. So those of you who are having trouble getting notified when I've gone live, even though you've clicked that bell notification button, I discovered that there's something else that might be going on your phone. Some people's phones, you have to manually go into settings and make sure whatever app you use for YouTube, you have to make sure to turn on notifications there too. So if you've turned on notifications on my YouTube channel, but you haven't yet turned on notifications on your phone for YouTube, that's probably why you're not getting notified. So if you can figure out how to go to settings, notifications, and turning it on for your YouTube app, great. If not, go to your cell phone provider store and ask them, or ask a family member. But one way or the other, I've heard that that is a huge problem across the board with YouTube with notifications. So when I read that article yesterday, I couldn't wait to tell you guys about it because it might be a way for you to get your notifications. I think we've solved a mystery this morning. Somebody has green parrots in New York. Oh my goodness, that's cool. I've forget where parrots. I've seen parrots in the wild before, but I don't remember where. Mara, yeah, that would be cool. I saw a thing on Amazon. There was a solar-powered waterfall bird bath that I could put in the backyard. So I wouldn't have to plug it in, wouldn't have to attach it to water. And I was like, that looks so cool. But it's a little pricey, so I'm waiting to get it. Thea, I went early this morning. I wasn't sure how late I was going to be, and then I ended up being a little earlier than late. So I went about 5 minutes early, I think, this morning. I think I set it for 8:30 and then went at 8:25 maybe. I don't know. Yeah, a bird bath waterfall fountain on YouTube, on Amazon. I think it was like, I can't remember if it was $100 or $200, but it was more than I wanted to spend at the time. But as soon as I can, I really want to get it for back here. Be so pretty to listen to the waterfall, let alone watch birds. Oh my gosh. Okay, the director and producer are both passed out now. Thea wants a water feature in her backyard too. Yeah, it'd be so awesome. Thea wants to see the violet maybe? Here's the violet version of the Layette. I can show you all the colors again. So this is in violet. Here's the hat. It's in double crochet with reverse single crochet for a simple edging. And there's the booties, and here's how they look compared to the stripe. And then I did the whole set in, hi there, Sandy from Central Texas. I did the whole set in peach as well. And we did the whole set in turquoise. someone said they love it. I'm so glad. I do believe I've put the fountain on my Amazon page, so if anybody is interested in that solar-powered waterfall bird bath fountain for their backyard, I did post it in my Amazon shop already. I just haven't actually purchased it yet. It's on my wish list. Well, I put it in my shop. They do, Lydia, they do look like Cabbage Patch dolls a little bit, except weren't the Cabbage Patch dolls, did they have hard heads? These have soft bodies and then hard hands, hard feet, and a hard head. But man, do they feel like babies when you hold them. I don't know, they just have a feel of holding a baby, which is very comforting for some reason. Anyhow, all right, doesn't look like anybody has any questions about these anymore. I do think they'd be great for a baby shower gift, though, to do the whole Layette set with the doll and add in some washing instructions, a laundry bag, and some Wrapture. I think that would be a fantastic gift. I do not need grandchildren yet, Judy. No, thank you. No, thank you very much. My son is 16 years old. We are hopefully a decade away from that. I will take the dolls and my kitties for now. That's where I can, yeah, I can love on my kitties and my baby dolls. I'm good enough there. I do not need more. Oh, and I do know some people who are having babies soon, so I'll get my fix there. Plenty for me. I'm done being a mommy, and I'm not ready for grandma. Well, not that I'm done being mommy, but you know what I mean. Don't want any more babies, and don't want any grandbabies yet either. There's a pattern for the hat, the booties, and the blanket. It's called the Rainbow Connection Layette, and it's available on my website. And I talked a whole bunch about it today on the podcast, so if you've missed the beginning, go back and watch the recorded version, and you can get all the details there. There's also a link for where to find everything on my website. Yes, all in good time, Thea. I've got plenty of time. All right, so let's move on and find a quote to chat about today. Everybody's ready? Sally Ann, I'm sure you are happy to be a grandmother, and I think it's wonderful. My son is way too young for that right now, that's all. That's all I meant by that. Don't mean that I don't want to be a grandma, I just don't want to be one yet. All right, so let's flip. This is notebook, Create, Share, Inspire Notebook, Volume 1, Issue 4. I have 5 issues available, both in English and in Spanish, and they're all available on my website and on Amazon. Oh, this is a good one. This is by Andrew Carnegie. And this is something I think about and say all the time. As I grow older, I pay less attention to what men say. I just watch what they do. This is so profound, and I absolutely did not know this when I was in my teen years. Did not know it in my 20s. Maybe had an inkling about it in my 30s. Oh, there's a cardinal on the roof of the house next door. But now that I'm in my 40s, this one is a life changer to me. I feel like my life has changed so much since I've adopted the mentality of this quote, because people can say whatever they want, but it's their actions that really tell you what someone's intentions are. And I think the sooner we could teach that to our young people, the better off they would be. Granted, sometimes people need to learn things on their own. I know I certainly did too, so that's okay as well. But I'm just so grateful that now that I'm in my 40s, this is important to me, and I'm so much better at reading people, reading through the BS with people too, and understanding who's sincere and who isn't. I'm not perfect, but I've certainly gotten so much better at it because of this. So I'm going to read the quote again. Andrew Carnegie, as I grow older, I pay less attention to what men say. I just watch what they do. It's never too late to learn something new, right? And the sooner, it doesn't matter when you learn it, but as soon as you can learn something like that and adopt it into your life, so much more peaceful. Good for you, Lily. I'm so glad you're feeling better. That makes me so happy to hear that. Does anybody have any other questions for me? I think we're getting lots of more grandbaby stories. I'm so glad everyone's sharing up about their grandchildren this morning. That's great. I'm so happy for all of you. Hi, Rebecca. Thanks for joining live. Yes, Cherise, so true. And it doesn't mean you have to be jaded or mean about it. You just watch. Just watch and listen. People will tell you who they are if you just watch. Not tell you, they'll show you who you are. Oh, people will show you who they are if you just watch and listen and give them a little time. Always. All right. Looks like we are out of time, so I want to thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. Hope you enjoyed my backyard, my little helpers back here this morning, my new babies. Hope you enjoyed the pattern and the demo, and not demo, but show and tell. Hope you enjoyed chatting with me and everyone else here and exploring my yard and hearing all the exciting birds we had this morning. I appreciate you guys being here so much. I hope you have an amazingly wonderful weekend doing exactly what you want to do, or find peace in whatever you end up doing regardless. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see